everybody, and welcome to Always in Escrow with Sarina Appel and Colby Burchin. Hi, Colbs.
Hi, Sarina. I'm so excited. Today is going to be a crazy great day because I know you love interior design. I love interior design. So I'm super excited.
Well, introducing Michael Gray of Michael Gray Interiors. He is an award-winning interior designer for the past 18 years. He is known for his design excellence. Now, I just love this. His design motto is, it's not how a house looks, but rather how a home feels. So we want to get right into it. Welcome, Michael.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So I come across interior designers all the time, but I have to say, I walked into a house probably, if I had to guess, like 5 or 6 years ago. And when I walked in, I was floored. I couldn't believe it. It took my breath away because it was different. It was lively. It was exciting. And since then, my go-to is Michael Gray. He is a genius. And just welcome to our show, Michael.
Thank you for having me. You're making me blush already, or that may be the pants thing. I don't know.
So, okay, I'll get in there. Some of my clients are always asking me, how would you describe Michael's style? Tell us in your own words.
Well, everything we do is clean lines, modern aesthetic, so that the art really pops in a home. It's a lot more architectural, a lot more structure for the backdrops, and then that allows a perfect backdrop for the art. We believe in the wow factor. I think everybody, whether they admit it or not, wants to have a home that's full of wow. But there's a way to do it when the backdrops are done right, that it's going to be something that you can have for years to come and not feel kitschy or dated.
A lot of clients, though, they want to feel that they can incorporate their own style if they have style, which you never know. But what do you feel about that?
Well, when you say style, it's a different word to me than what it probably means to most people. Style for me is not so much whether I want it to look coastal, whether I want it to look beachy, whether I want it to look Florida. Style to me is more, I ask the question of how do people live? And we design for the way people live today. So most people want to live with a wow factor. They want it very impressive when they come in. However, most people do live in their homes and they do watch TV, they do have a family, and things have to be comfortable and things have to be a way that people live today. So we design for the modern person who lives and wants a comfortable living, but a beautiful, clean drop that's timeless.
That is fantastic. Well, that leads me to my question is how do I make my home look amazing but still be comfortable? What are some ways? Do you have any tips and tricks?
You hire Michael Gray and we'll take you to the finish line. The best thing to do is recognize what you're really good at and what you're not good at. And whether it's us or any other designer you choose to use, let a professional guide you because mistakes cost money. So I tell people a lot of times, you don't hire me because I have good taste and you have bad taste. That's not the reason you hire us. You really hire us because you want an independent person who you can bounce ideas off and who can actually execute and get you to the finish line. I liken it a lot to having your hair done. Many people can go to CVS, Walgreens, buy a bottle of hair color and dye it themselves, but we choose to go to a salon and let someone else handle it for us. And at the end of the day, what we provide is a service. So we're here to make your life easy so that you can live your life, run your business, do what you do that makes you happy. But then what we do is we're a service that facilitates, the backdrop for you to be able to enjoy your life. So hire a professional, let them guide you and work with you, and you'll get a much better result and a lot quicker.
You heard it here, everybody. Rely on the experts. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Michael, because I know that I have thrown together so many ideas, but I think that really relying on an expert just makes it look the best it possibly can, saves money, saves time. Love that. I love that.
I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I will. I would not even design my own home. I can't make
Hmm.
save my life on my own home. For everyone else, I can look at it objectively. I can decide their home, guide them, direct them quickly, efficiently. But for myself, I understand when clients can't make a decision. I'm the same way. I almost feel like there's something right around the corner that might be better. I don't want to commit to this just now. There might be something better down the road. And what happens is you never get done because you're always waiting for the next best thing. So even for my own home, I won't design it. I refer to other designers that work with me and I let them design it. I'll approve it, I'll modify and tweak it, but I won't even design my own home. So I do take my own advice.
I agree, right? Rely on the experts, call them in. Absolutely.
And when I say it's how a home feels, many people think that to get a wow factor home is amassing and collecting a bunch of expensive furniture. And I'm sad to announce to them that's not the way to get a successful install. At the end of the day, it's not having a whole bunch of expensive items because it's not how a house looks, it's how a house feels. Sometimes I walk into a restaurant, a hotel, someone else's home that may not be my particular style, but it's well and it feels good. And you say, wow, my style, but I can live here. And the secret to that is because of how it feels to you when you walk into that environment. And if it's done well and it feels right, that's a successful install, not just amassing a whole bunch of expensive items.
I believe it. I think that so much goes on in a home, right? You welcome guests, family, whatever it is. And when they walk in, you want them to feel welcomed or a comfortable vibe or whatever it is. So you help your clients achieve how they want their guests to feel. That's definitely rings true for us, for Colby and I. We have our young families, but we also want an aesthetic that is clean, that fits what we want personally as the parents, but then also is comfortable for the kids and is welcoming.
Absolutely. So it's interesting when I interview new clients, very little conversation is what colors do you like? We get more into how their family is, what's important to them, and we try to get to the core of what's important to someone, not just what they feel is the look or the trend of the day. But you've got to first tap in to what's important to them, their life goals, their life dreams, and what makes them tick inside.
Sounds like an amazing therapy session, right? Digging deep.
It's been challenging too when you've got a husband who lives differently and has different things than a wife, or vice versa. And when you've got to blend the two and try to make it work. So, yes, it is kind of like therapy, but at the end of the day, if it's done successful, it works beautifully for everyone. Everyone learns to adapt, give a little bit, and you get a better product. People stretch their limits.
That's beautiful.
Michael, I have a question. A lot of my clients, they always ask me, well, how can I stay in budget with an interior designer? How would you answer that? Because it's such a difficult question because I know there are different budgets, obviously.
Listen, a billionaire still has a budget. Everyone has a budget. Most people think that designers are very arrogant and we don't care about budget. We don't care about what things cost. We only care about how things look. As you know already, I don't care how they look, I care how they feel. However, the best thing I can tell you is you've got to start by being on the front end very honest with your designer and be very frank because if you explain to them where you want to be, they can get you to the finish line a lot quicker within budget that way rather than giving them an artificial number. So, a lot of times we have clients and we will ask them that, and they'll say, well, we don't know. What do you think it's going to take? And at the end of the day, those are the times and those are the ways where you go over budget. So if you have an open and honest discussion with your designer from the beginning, you're not going to embarrass yourself. You're not going to embarrass them. There's so many more variables that the layperson doesn't realize to have a successful install. It's not just furniture. That's one layer. Then you've got accessories and art and greenery. There's other layers on top of that. And so that if you don't properly plan that in a budget, you will not get to the finish line. So, what I tell people, and I learned this in design school many, many years ago when I was a little girl, is the most important thing in design outside of how it feels is completion. Period. Very simple. Completion. I can take a job and run to IKEA or West Elm, and if I complete a home with art, accessories, greenery to the finish line, it will be a successful install. Someone else can run and buy Fendi furniture, Cavalli furniture, Hermes furniture, and if they don't have the accessories and the art and the greenery and they have bare walls in their home, at the end of the day, it does not matter how expensive the furniture is, it will be an epic fail. So the key is if you speak to your designer up front and you're honest, they understand it's that last part of the accessories, the art, the greenery, the finishing touches, those other little layers that really make the difference. And you've got to leave room in the budget to do that because that really is the most important part.
A lot of my clients then ask me, well, how long does a design process take? What would be an answer to that? Like, what's start to finish for you? How long is that? Is there a date or an amount of days that it would take?
So obviously every project is different, but nobody likes to hear those vague answers. People like concrete answers. So for us, we can design an entire home in about 5 to 6 weeks, soup to nuts. Your flooring, your plumbing, your appliances, your kitchen, your bathrooms, your ceiling details, your flooring details. We work lightning speed and we get it done. That is critical because the more you pre plan and the more you have done on the front end, the quicker you get to the finish line of a complete install. So when we're doing most new homes, which is really what our meat and potatoes is new home construction, most people, they spend too much time trying to pick the perfect faucet for bathroom number 4. They try to pick the perfect tub for bathroom number 3 or the perfect dishwasher. And months researching on Google which is the best dishwasher. And at the end of the day, we realize completion is more important than fabulousness. You got to get to the completion line. And if you don't pace your energy out with your designer, what will happen is, and we see it every day, is most clients burn out. They overextend too much energy on the beginning part of it, where near the end of the project, they're like, I don't care what you put in, I just want it done and I just want to live my life. And part of having a professional will keep most clients from being caught up on the perfect faucet, the perfect tub, the perfect shower head. And we get them quicker to the finish line so that they can go on with their life, enjoy their family, enjoy their friends, and life is beautiful. And that's really what this is about.
And I just had a question, a follow up to that, and it's for both you and for Colby. You mentioned that your work is mostly like a full, complete, new production, new building design. Now, what about the instances when Colby is looking to sell someone's home that they've had for many many years, and he suggests that they do some home staging. So I'd love to hear a little bit from Colbs. When do you kind of like step in and suggest the home staging process begin? And then Michael, we can talk a little bit about, that home staging and what that looks like.
I feel that, first of all, everyone thinks they have fabulous taste, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. It's just hard to admit it. But when I'm selling a home, I could carefully say, oh, maybe you should remove some things. But in my opinion, home staging, especially with Michael, that's a game changer. That's top dollar for my sellers. So that would be my opinion on that. Michael, what's yours?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have so much to say. I hope I don't get overly excited here. They tie in together, design and staging. The beautiful part, if you hear everything I've said before, staging is the perfect antidote and remedy to design. What do I mean by that? It's all about getting to the finish line. art, accessories, greenery. And for most people, they have a home to go and buy all the art and the accessories and the greenery, and to get all of that will cost a fortune. And then you own all of that and you go to sell the house, the next buyer may not want to buy your things. And now you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars that really you can't use. So the beauty, why we work a lot with stagers, is it's a different mentality. We understand if a home is complete and done well, instead of costing tens of thousands of dollars, you can increase the price of the home by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you don't have to do the expense of buying it and owning it and then trying to find a home for it after you sell the home. So it's kind of like rent a designer to make my house look amazing, and it will look complete and finished. And that adds hundreds of thousands of dollars to the sale of the price. Why? Because as I said before, it's not how a home looks, it's how a home feels. And when it's done correctly, we have tricks of the trade in our staging division where we make the home look larger, brighter, airier, and that can be simply by the use of a huge oversized mirror. It could be done by clearing out furniture and putting an overscaled coffee table. Most people think if they've got a small living room that they need smaller furniture. And then when we come in with an oversized sofa, an oversized coffee table, even if it's less furniture pieces, but because they're oversized, the room looks massive. And they're like, wow, it doesn't even look like the same home. So, design wise, there's a lot of tricks that we can do. And again, it pays for itself 10 times over because as a buyer walks in and the home feels exciting and feels fresh, that's what's going to add hundreds of thousands of dollars to the sale. So, it's the single most important thing if you're looking to sell your home and get top dollar for, put your personal taste aside, treat it like a business transaction, let a professional come in and stage the home because it'll be finished and it'll look complete. They'll have the art, the accessories, the pillows, the throws, the books. They'll have all those layers on top of just furnishings that you don't have to go out and buy. And you reap all the benefits at the sale and the table of closing. It's a no brainer.
Fantastic.
The only thing I want to just leave with the viewers is this process should be fun, whether you're designing your home, whether you're staging your home to sell. And a lot of people lose sight of that. And at the end of the day, when we go to our grave, you're never going to regret the things you didn't buy. You're never going to regret those things. But you're going to regret the time you spend with your family and the things you didn't do with your loved ones. So the quicker we can get your home in order to reflect the way you really want to live, then you can go on with your life. So it should be fun, and you should do it from the heart, not just for show.
I love that.
Michael, how can people get a hold of you so they can hire you? Because they should hire you.
All you need to do is go to our website, Michael Gray Interiors, Gray Interiors with an S.com, to take a look at some of the work. But remember, we're not here to duplicate what we've done for someone else. Your home will be for you specially and for the way you and your family live.
Thanks, Michael.
Have a good one. God bless.